Do colleges place too much emphasis on standardized testing? A few of my biggest pet peeves is when society bases a man or woman's intelligence on three things: whether they went to college, what their degree is, or even what their test scores were. I consider that to be one of the most ignorant assumptions that we as a country can declare amongst one another. Everyone has certain examples of family members or close friends who are intelligent due to their dedication in the classroom, whether it be gifted or through hard work. Some call this book smart. There are other examples where one may be intelligent because of the experiences that he or she has gone through, situations that have helped shape his or her understanding of how things are played out. How a person reacts to situations that may not favor them in the slightest way is a huge factor in how one's character can be determined. Both of these kinds of people have equal value to society, a company, or college. It is a shame that some of us use the score we received on the ACT or SAT as determining variables on where we are allowed to further our education. In a country where over 90 million Americans are out of the labor force, telling hardworking, dedicated, and hungry for success students no because of their ability to fill in 60 bubble questions in 45 minutes just seems absurd. SMEHarbinger.net wrote an article on this particular topic to help shed some light on the subject that we as a community struggle with. In summary, the article states that these pen and paper tests are given to high schoolers may be good indicators of how they will perform within a school or educational system, however, not as much in life and the relationships that we build as human beings. While they teach us things like polynomials, sine, cosine, and tangent, qualities like leadership skills, conflict management, creativity, self-discipline, and problem-solving skills are left to be considered secondary. Some may think that these skills should be taught at home and are expected to be perfected before they return to school. These are just a few of the life skills that everyone encounters on a daily basis, whether it's through the workplace, at home, or at school. There will always be people who don't agree with our every action, and we must be prepared, willing, and able to cope with this before the situation presents itself. The article gives another reason why these test scores may not accurately demonstrate intelligence. Students are becoming more and more resourceful, finding ways to get the competitive edge and exploring gray areas that may prove dishonest but not technically against the law. According to a study done by the Partnership for Drug-Free America, 1 in 10 kids of middle and high school age were using Adderall and Ritalin without prescription. These kinds of medication are used to help boost self-awareness, concentration, and mental processing speed. However, it is not guaranteed that one will excel at an exam because of these medications, but they can certainly help some students and do not accurately portray a student's intelligence if used without a prescription. In conclusion, the article speaks on how universities can fix this issue. Weigh the students' academic track, such as classes they took during their 4 years at high school and how difficult they were, or what extracurricular activities the students were involved in. Place a high level of importance on these things instead of their standardized test scores. However, in no way am I saying that these tests are not beneficial to potential college students. On the contrary, the ACT and SAT tests help students gain an understanding of the material that a basic introductory college level course has. My argument simply is that if administrators would not place such a high importance on these tests, colleges could focus more on the student as an individual. These quote substitutes that I provide don't necessarily predict how the student will do in college, but by paying more attention to the 4 years of hard work through community service, AP classes throughout the student's junior and senior years, perhaps even reference letters from coworkers, friends, and teachers, instead of 3 hours of filling in bubbles, they might get more successful in a well-rounded group of graduates. These are bold declarations to make. While cutting tests out completely would be unreasonable because of how much they are weighed in the application process and how much of a moneymaker these tests are, using the suggestions above, I believe, will decrease the number of college dropouts. Teachers and administrators will find more qualified students to take on the everyday challenges that college brings that have nothing to do with picking up a book, taking a test, how well you are at math or chemistry, but in how you cope and get along with others. SMEHarbinger.net is not the only website that has seen the ineffectiveness of these exams and the impact they have on students. Eddie Ramirez in the U.S. News wrote a report in 2008 saying that the standardized test should become less important in college admissions. The report was commissioned by many highly regarded college admissions officials and high school counselors, along with the dean of admissions, at the University of Harvard, William Fitzsimmons. So as you can see, people way up the proverbial food chain of education are frowning upon these difficult exams. They all agree that college admissions should focus more on exams that test students on their knowledge of high school curriculum subjects such as the SAT subject test, advanced placement exams, and the international baccalaureate exams. Judging one another's intelligence based on the test that took 3 hours with a pen and paper instead of looking at the total body of work is absurd and ignorant. Viewing a culmination of classes taken in high school, the validity of those classes, as well as personal traits such as leadership, creativity, conflict management, and problem-solving skills should be